and welcome back to episode 7 of Creative Freedom. I think we should address the big elephant in the room. Yes, I have been gone for a couple months, pretty much for the whole summer. I've just been busy with work and I had school over the summer, so I just didn't have any free time to record any Minecraft videos. But I have been kind of playing around in here, just doing my own thing. As you can tell, I finished up that log behind me. I decided to go with some like red little houses, accented with some stripped oak wood. I could pop off into free cam real quick, kind of show you around. I think it turned out nice. I had some nice moss drooping down over the edges, kind of give it some life. And I kind of textured it with some darker greens at the bottoms, and then some lighter greens at the top, with some pink flowers just to give some accents. I like the deep slate roofs, just having them angled up, kind of pointing towards the center house right here, kind of having that focal point. Next, I did finish up these townhomes. I think they turned out really nice. I started to use the tough blocks, the new tough blocks, and I absolutely love them. It just adds some nice shadows underneath for a darker stone texture. I made this like little courtyard on the front here that kind of connects the two, so paths go underneath. And then, as you can tell, they're pretty tall, so let me go back into the free cam. They're just some nice basic medieval looking style houses. And then I did add some chimneys on top, kind of give them some life effect with the smoke. So it just makes it feel like it's lived in. Starting to continue this way, I did start working on this garden over here, which kind of passes through. So there's an entrance on the front, goes through. You either go back into the front courtyard, or you keep on going through on the backside of the log. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do back here yet. As you can tell, I'm still in the planning phases back here for some more buildings. I also want to show off these little mushrooms I made. Nice little accent mushrooms. They just look nice. They fill out the space perfectly right here. I think they turned out great. And then yes, I finally finished the mushroom tops. I've been trying to do it forever, and I just sat down, I got all the materials I needed, and then I just put some white spots on them with a gradient from a light blue gradient to a dark blue gradient. And I think they turned out good. I'm not the happiest with them, but just for freehanding it, I think it turned out pretty good. There are some stuff I would like to change in the future, but that's an issue for future me, and I don't really care about future me. And then the very last thing that I did was I finally finished up making a furnace room down here. So I made nice little landing areas, so it kind of looks like a mine shaft. Like a nice rundown mine shaft. So you walk in, you get this nice stone texture coming through, like look like a mine shaft. And then you get into the furnace room, which is a little loud since there's furnace carts behind us. Oh, sorry, hopper carts behind us, just going back and forth. And yeah, it's just nice and cozy in here. Oh, yes, there's a way for me to get in, I can show you. If you go up through my storage room up here, let me land real quick, and come to the back. Back in this corner over here, there's a way for me to get down into the actual furnace room. And then this just shows you the guts of the system. So I have automatic bamboo farm, which supplies the fuel. I'm using the new crafters to turn it into, make it into bamboo blocks, and then planks. And then this goes into here, which distributes it around. While we're in the back of the storage room, I also started to move around some farms. So like I put my moss farm back here, put the honeybee farm, extended the cactus farm a little bit. I can't remember if I showed that in the previous video or not. Also moved this like flower farm if I just need multiples of stuff. And then on the other side, I got the infamous dripstone farm, which I still hate. It hasn't produced as much. Like, let's say it's been about a couple months and I've only gotten 2.5 stacks. Got my nice little green room. And then I'm starting to make a mud farm back here, so I can finally start working on my paths. So I'm going to be breaking up my base into like phases. So I think phase 1 is over for me, and I think we should start moving into phase 2. As you can tell, phase 1 just included my starter mushroom behind me, the big mushroom, that's the villager farm, this little cabin, my villager hall, which still haven't put any villagers in because I hate dealing with those guys. And then I got the townhomes with the ones on top of the log, and I think that just rounds off phase 1 pretty nicely. Phase 2, you see I'm starting to plan in the background. I already have the buildings designed, I just need to put them into the world. So here we're gonna have a distillery with this nice pipe coming in from that pond, and then I want to transform this area down here into a nice little cozy river. And as you can tell, I've started to light some stuff up down there. The next thing I do have planned over here is where these shulker boxes are. We'll be putting like a town hall in right here. I think that'll be really nice. It's gonna be very grand looking. And then I'm gonna start working on some like little vendor stands down here, and then maybe like a mine shaft for materials be brought up and down just to give this ravine some more life to it. Since right now it just looks like I'm just slapping buildings onto the sides, which I really am. But I think that's going to be a good goal for phase 2, is to get these guys planned out, and then maybe a building back there. As we move over to here, if you've noticed in the background, I have started to clear out this big area back here. I have a mega build that I want to do. I've had it planned out for years. I've had it in a creative, and I've been wanting to bring it into a survival world for a really long time. And I think this world is the perfect place to do it. It's going to be a huge cathedral with some side gardens. So right now I'm just kind of flattening it. I'm going to have to smooth out those edges in the back just so it's not just a flat wall. And then I'll do some terraforming to make it a little bit prettier. But phase 2, I think this is what's going to end off phase 2. This is going to be a lot of chunks that I'm going to have to build off into. So you'll see those in the next upcoming videos. Now that you know about the plan for phase 2, I think we should go ahead and get started with this distillery and roll right into a time lapse. Welcome back from that lovely time lapse. As you can tell, I got it done. I did go ahead and put on some finishing touches like texturizing the roof by deoxidizing the copper slabs up there, and then I did wax them so they don't turn back into this nice bluish color. Also, I finished up with some of the greenery underneath. I just put some glowberries and then some stalactites. I think stalactites are the ones that go down, stalagmites are the ones that go up. But this just gives it some nice lively view underneath. Overall, I'm very happy with this build. There are some things I do want to improve. As you can tell, there's a blank space right there. So I'm thinking about either putting a window or maybe another campfire chimney going up. But what I want to do to end off this video is I kind of want to talk about my building process, how I do gradients and stuff, by using this pipe right here as an example. So what I usually like to do first is take my base block. So for this pipe right here, it's going to be stone brick. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. Now that I got my base block all set up, I'm gonna go ahead and start texturizing it. So what I want to do for this pipe is I got some mossy stone brick and some mossy cobblestone, give it some green. But before I actually put those green colors in, I'm gonna kind of give this like dark illusion, or this faded into dark illusion using cobbled deep slate and just putting it on this back edge over here. If I could actually put it down, there we go. I'll also kind of go around, give it some variation. So maybe here it sticks out a little bit more. Down here it'll stick out. And then let's say it sticks out a little more here. And it just gives it this nice blended look. So I don't have the block on me right now, but I'm also going to go back and put black concrete in there just so it looks like it keeps going instead of just having this dirt wall. Once I'm done with a couple deep slate, I'm going to go ahead and start with the stone brick. So let's say I want to put a splotch right here. I kind of like making L's when I do this. So I'll do an L there, and then I'll switch to my mossy cobble. Maybe put this around the edges, just like that. Let's say we go back to the mossy brick. Do a little splash right here. Maybe since this one's closer to the water, we make this splash just a little bit bigger. Same deal, take the mossy cobble, and just kind of pepper this around the edges. I always try to go back and take a look at my builds, see what spots needs it. So let's say I want to put some on this outer edge right here. Same deal, back to the brick. Make either an L, which I kind of rely on this L shape a little too much, but for me it's tried and true, so I'm going to stick with it for right now. Go along up on the top over here. Maybe there's a block, a little corner block right here. If I can get to it. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. My short little arms can reach. And for good measure, I think we should have one more right about here. Do this. And then let's say it comes down just a little bit. And then same deal. More mossy cobble. Spread around the edges. Don't forget about the guy up top. And then to finish off this mossy cobble, I'm gonna go up here and put a little strip up here. So what I failed to realize is I need to put more of this underground so I don't have this exposed deep slate. So what I'll do, I'll just cover this up for right now. I'll go back and do all the terrain later once I do this bit down here. So let's finish that up, fill that in, and just like that, I think it's pretty good. I completely lied to you. I also like to add one more block, just a little highlight block. So what I chose for this is andesite. It just has a little bit more of a lighter color than stone brick. So let's go ahead and pepper this around in there. We'll start with one right here, maybe one there. Come up top, one there, one there. On this little edge. Let's do these two. One little sneaky guy right there. And I'll just kind of go in and wherever I think sunlight's going to be hitting it, so like at the entrance over here, I'll put them, I'll just splatter these guys around. So I think one needs to go there. Maybe a couple inside here. I know I just contradict what I just said, but I don't have any more green blocks to put in there. So those guys will just stay right there. And to finish this up, put one here. Finish that up. And then I think this turned out really well. I did go ahead and grab some water buckets so I can start filling this in and see what this little river area looks like. Alright, just finished up facing the water, and I think this is a good place to stop. This is just kind of showing a nice little rough draft of what is going to come into the future. I'm going to try to spruce it up down here, give it some more greenery, maybe some shrubbery around the edges. I might go back and underneath put some mud just to darken it up. But for right now, I think I'm going to end the video right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!